4.
Our box of festive...
Aim my vengeance upon you.
Can we see your underpants?
We're here in the Forensic Science Lab at Hedlow, finding out how the modern police force fights crime. With us is Dr. David Lewis, Professor of Offender Profiling. Now, earlier we heard about the Marquis of Hedlow robbery. It's a measure of the seriousness with which we're taking this offence that we've already given the criminal a nickname, the Robber. So, Doctor, psychologically speaking, what kind of man is the Robber?
Obviously, someone who has no qualms about breaking the law. Someone who likes money. Very much the opposite to the Gandhi-type figure who eschews all wealth. He could walk into his corner store, throw £2 million onto the counter and say, how many Brillo pads will this buy?
What turns a man like this to crime?
Well, he could have broken in hoping to borrow a Vileda supermop. Seen the money and thought, hello, I'll have that. And that was it, he was off with it.
So, it sounds as though we're getting closer to the robber, whoever he may be.
All too sickeningly nowadays, car crime is very much on the uptake.
Now, when we say car crime, we don't just mean the occasional tipsy celebrity ploughing into bus queues.
What we're talking about is something far more menacing than the threat to human life. Obviously, people can be replaced.
Loss of property, on the other hand, can be very distressing.
So what can you, Mr. Man stroke woman in the street, do to protect your nearest and dearest belongings?
Roger, you're car crime prevention officer here at Hedlow. Tell me, what kind of mistakes do stupid members of the public make?
Well, you'd be amazed at how many drivers lock their cars in the garage and still expect it to be there in the morning.
Sadly, such an idealised scenario, very much a thing of the past.
Yes. It's worth remembering, however, that 9 times out of 10, that's exactly what will happen. But that's poor consolation on the one morning when you come down and find a bunch of severed limbs on your parcel shelf.
Oh, what are the chances of that happening?
Well, fortunately, that never happens. But that's not to say it won't happen to you.
You mentioned me, and that's my car. I hope there aren't any severed limbs in it. But you tell me it is still vulnerable, and you're going to show me, with your little box of tricks here, how an experienced thief can get into the car in less than 4 seconds without even damaging the lock. So I'm going to hold you to that. I've got a stopwatch, so ready when you are, and go! What did you do that for? What am I picking the lock?
I think you've been watching too much Hollywood on television.
What, is that the extent of your expertise? I could have bloody broken the window.
Hardly likely to break into your own car now, are you, sir?
I can't believe that.
I think you need to fit an alarm on that.
Oh, shut up.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Will Raoul be spared or chaired? Raoul, mate, how are you feeling?
I am innocent.
Well, that may not be enough for the British public. April, the result, please.
Well, Jeremy, nearly 250,000 of you have phoned in to say Raoul should fry, and 3 have called in to say it's an abomination.
Oh, Raoul, what can I say?
Oh, hang on a minute, Jeremy. Raoul has been reprieved. An alibi witness has come forward. There will be now execution. Repeat, now execution.
So, to recap, bit of an upset there. It does turn out, after all, Raoul is innocent.
Yeah, so is my car.
People like us who are good and law-abiding
Should never be found half-eaten in a railway siding.
People like us who want to fight crime
Shouldn't be knocked down in our driveways.
By some drunk at closing time.
So help us to convict this criminal slime.
People like us should never be found.
Divided up in bin bags on a patch of waste ground.
People like us should be gagged and bound.
People like us are living in dread.
The youngsters high on drugs will try and mug us in bed. Let's hope we put a stop to crime before we end up dead.
Let's put an end to crime. Let's see the bastards fall to time. Let's beat crime on the street. Let's put an end to crime tonight. Let's put an end to crime. Let's see the bastards fall to time. Let's beat crime on the street. Let's put an end to crime.
you're nicked.
Friday at 9 and Sybil's reduced to dog dating.
You walk your ex-husband's dog? Well, I thought I had a bad divorce lawyer.
At 9:30, Rigsby, the cynic.
I still believe in true love.
Horse manure, monsieur.
And at 10 in Roseanne. Are they safe messing like that? At 10:30, Joe Brand gets sheepish.
You mean I need never buy a cardigan again?
Friday night is comedy night from 9 on 4.
It's the Big 3-0. Super Bowl 30 kicks off with a class conflict. From the south, the Dallas Cowboys, football's aristocrats, take on the north's unwashed Pittsburgh Steelers. The Tops versus the Tops. Super Bowl 30, live next Sunday, 10:35 on 4.
In 5 corners of the globe, 5 taxi drivers pick up 5 fares and thereby hang 5 tails. It happened one night on Earth, starring Winona Ryder and Gina Rowlands. Next.
Only Batchelor's cuppa soup comes in granules. They not only give you a thick, tasty, satisfying soup, but dissolve completely. So even if your film has an extremely sloppy ending, your cuppa soup won't.
From a bachelor's mug.
Holidays for £9.50. I remember days when a 5-day holiday with swimming pool, cabaret, all mod cons cost just £9.50. It were only last year with the sun, and they're going to do it again this year. 5-day holidays for just £9.50 starting in Monday's Sun. Get up!
Tell me one good thing about your bank.
They never sleep.
I've been shot. I don't want to die, Greg.
White.
For fear.
Make love to me. Red.
For passion.
Andy, I'm late.
For what? And pink.
I'm pregnant, Andy. All the colour of life in NYPD Blue.
Thursday at 10 on 4.
You don't think that something could develop, huh?
Greg, I'm gay.
Looking for a fare now on 4, Winona Ryder heads an international cast going by cab. One night on Earth.
When I was a boy, the moon was pearl, the sun a yellow gold. I was a man, the wind blew cold, the hills were upside down. But now that I have gone from here, there's no place I'd rather be than to float my chances on the tide. Back in the good old world. October's blast, I'll fly back home, rolling down winding waves. Scarecrows all dressed in rags. At the edge of the field I lay.